Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm gonna install and review for you the RoadLok brake disc lock. The clip you just saw, it was me in March 2022, when I was still young and beautiful. Today is February 2025, so 3 years later, and I'm still beautiful. But that's not what I want to talk about today. Today I'll be talking about a RoadLok brake disc lock. In March 2022 I bought myself this brand new Versys 1000 SE, and just a few days later I ordered a RoadLok brake disc lock. I start making video about installation of RoadLok. So of course I began with recordings of unboxing, installation, and then I was planning to test it for some time on the road and make a review at the end. But unfortunately I never did that. Well, I didn't do it because there were so many other things to do. And after some time I just gave up the idea because I thought, well, nobody is interested in this. We are 3 years later and I mentioned the RoadLok in my other video where I was cleaning the brakes. And it turned out there is a lot of people interested in a RoadLok. So I'm gonna make this video now as a request video. I'm gonna show you first the old recordings, old footage where I did unboxing and installation, and later I will record brand new footage and I will review this brake disc lock after 3 years of using. So without further ado, let's go back in time. In the beginning I just want to say this video is not sponsored by the RoadLok or any other company. Nobody paid me to say nice things or terrible things about it, so you can expect my honest personal opinion. In the box we have the RoadLok brake disc lock, looks like that. We have a pin lock and the keys. We have some bolts and some spacers. And of course we have an installation guide. Here comes the pin, or if you don't use it, you have a dust cap as well for the key. Oh, no, that's a little bit sloppy. Probably I'm gonna lose it. Well, actually I didn't. 3 years later I still have this floppy rubber on the lock. So maybe it isn't that bad as I thought. And as it later turned out, this rubber is available as a spare part and can be found in a RoadLok official store for only €1.99, as well as many other parts. Until now I used this Abus Sledge 77 lock. It's not bad, but there is a few problems with it. First of all, you need a place for it. You have to keep it somewhere, or in a top box or anywhere else. In my previous bikes I had a bracket for this lock, so that was a bit easier. Another problem with this lock is, so when this lock is on, the wheel still have a half a turn, and then it hits the brake caliper. So when you forget to remove the lock, you're in trouble. Damaged brake disc, damaged brake caliper, and maybe more. I discovered the first problem because there's a lot of spacers. So you have to choose the right ones for your bike. And the installation guide says start the installation by choosing the spacer on the chart that responds to your motorcycle. Note the spacers suggested on the motorcycle spacer and bolt chart. End of manual. Now we have an end of manual, but there is no motorcycle spacer and bolt chart. I found online another installation guide, and there is a spacer and bolt chart, but guess what? There is no Kawasaki versus in the USA. So I have no idea which spacer I need. So I guess I have to figure it out myself. So again, not so good RoadLok USA. I'm gonna follow installation guide. Undo the top retaining bolt from your right side caliper. So it's this one. Loosen the bolt entirely, but do not remove the bolt from the caliper. Bolt loose. You have to keep it like that. With the bolt in the position, measure the distance between the underside of the head of the bolt and the top surface of the caliper. Okay, so I have about 16 millimeters. This is the amount of thread that is necessary to properly secure the front caliper according to the manufacturer of your motorcycle. Note, this measurement is needed for installing the special mounting hardware included with the RoadLok system. Now, what they say here as well, your system includes two bolt sizes, 80 mm and 90 mm, various sizes spacers. So what I need to do actually, this is an 80, I believe, yeah, that's 80 mm screw, that's a 90 mm screw. So I have to find a right spacer, and with this spacer the bolt still needs to have 16 mm free space. Let's find first the right spacer. It took me 30 minutes to find the right spacers, and the winner is spacer D. But I discover another problem. The 80 mm bolt is too short, so I have only other choice to use 90 mm bolts. As the installation guide says, it should have 16 mm. This is exactly what we measured before. But I have 11 millimeters. So actually the 90 millimeters bolts are too short as well, and I don't have any other. So what I actually need is a bolt with a length about 95 millimeters. Now let's see again the installation guide. It says if the distance of the new bolt thread is less than the distance of the original bolt thread, use the larger 90 mm bolts to allow for maximum thread depth. Now, I don't have any longer than 90, and 90 are too short. So what should I do, RoadLok USA? I think I'm gonna send an email naar RoadLok USA with the question why the bolts are too short. I'm very interested what they're gonna say. Stay tuned. Actually, I never did that. Why? Because I lost interest. And at the time when I was installing that, I was pretty angry at RoadLok USA. But after some time, I cooled down and I just didn't do it. And the bolts are actually working. There is nothing wrong with it. I didn't lose brake caliper or anything else. Everything is working as it should. So maybe it's not such a big deal. For now I'm gonna install with 90 millimeters with 11 millimeters thread. Yeah, let's see. Here we go, RoadLok installed. How the RoadLok work. First of all, what is most important for me, it's installed here, so it stays here. You don't need space for it, you don't need to carry with you, you don't need any brackets for it. It's just here all the time. First you have to remove the dust cap. The dust cap you use when you're riding, so the dirt is not coming inside. You turn the key, you pull it out, and then we have this pin. This is all what you need to carry with you. This pin is flexible here, it's moving here, and this small little pin goes into these holes in the brake discs. You have to put it in, you have to turn the key, and it stays there. And now when you move the wheel a little bit, it clicks. So now the pin is in one of those holes and is blocking the wheel. So theoretically, according to RoadLok, it's not possible to damage the brake disc. So why I decided to buy a RoadLok? Well, first of all, it's really handy. It's all the time on the bike. It's mounted on the brake caliper, so I don't have to remove it. I don't need place to store it. It's just there, and I'm using whatever I need. The size and the weight of the RoadLok is less heavy than my Sledge 77. I don't have to store it again, and it is safe. It is impossible to damage the brake disc with RoadLok, which is very easy to do with Sledge 77. It's enough that you forget to remove the lock and you can damage the brake disc, and you can damage the caliper, or you can even break the mudguard, which some people did. Even it happened 2 or 3 times that I forget that the lock is closed. I push the bike and nothing happened. I don't have broken calipers or broken brake discs. Everything is working nicely. So it is safety for sure. For my old lock Sledge 77, I had a special mount on my previous verses, and I was using it to keep the lock when it was not used on the wheel on a brake disc. But it happened once that I closed the lock not correctly and it got loose and I just lost it. And that cost me 70 euros. Well, it's not gonna happen with the RoadLok. I can't lose it. If I lose the RoadLok, I'm gonna lose the brake caliper. Then I know for sure something is wrong. When I lost the Sledge 77, I didn't even know. I noticed that when I was back here in the garage. A RoadLok fits only on radial brakes, so radial calipers. RoadLok doesn't make this lock for axial brakes. If you don't know what is the difference between a radial and axial brakes, I will put the technical photo somewhere on the screen so you can see for yourself why the difference. Price wise, I paid for a RoadLok in 2022 €249. Price today in 2025 is exactly the same. It still costs €249, which is great. RoadLok is not the cheapest, but personally I think it is worth it. It's just very good lock. And it is ART4, which is important for your insurance, at least here in the Netherlands. Does it have any flaws? Well, nothing is perfect. Of course it has its flaws. Let me show you. There is two things I don't like about the RoadLok. First of all is the key. It doesn't always work smoothly. Sometimes it's open very easily, but sometimes it's really difficult to turn the key. It's a bit sloppy. The key has quite a lot of movement. Yeah, look, now I can't turn, so I have to wiggle a little bit and do it again. I was thinking to use WD-40 or any other grease thing, but in the manual of RoadLok they say that you shouldn't use any grease or anything for the lock, for the key. I'm not a thief, so I don't know how to steal things. So I don't know how easy it is to pick this lock. The other thing I don't like is of course this rubber, which I said I'm probably gonna lose it, and I didn't. It's already 3 years, but it is so slappy. It's really easy to lose. I have no idea how I did it, that it's still here. Few important things before you buy a RoadLok. First of all, as I mentioned before, it works only with radial brakes. So it will fit only in a Versys third generation, because two previous generations, so first generation and the second generation Versys, have axial brakes. So if you own first or second generation, you can forget about RoadLok. If you have third generation, you can buy it. But before you do that, check first which model you need. How to do that? Well, you just have to go to the RoadLok website and they have your disc lock finder. You just need to enter the details of your motorcycle, and the search engine on the website will find the type of lock you need. For example, for my Versys 1000 SE from 2022, I need the RoadLok XRA 108R. And then when you're sure which model you need, you can order it or on the website from RoadLok or any other shop. It doesn't matter. As far as I know, the price everywhere is the same. If you have any other questions about RoadLok, just ask them in the comments and I will try to answer all of them. So that's all for today, guys. Finally, video finished after 3 years. I hope it was helpful. I hope it will help you decide if you want to buy it, the RoadLok, or not. So good luck with that, of course. And what is left to say for me, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you for requesting the video. I gladly made it for you. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and of course, I see you in the next one. Ta-la! Bye! Cheers! It's time to go.